Well, I have been saying since the end of football season last year that I just cannot wait for this one. And let me just tell you, it is so good to be back. We thank you for letting us into your living room every Friday night. We'll turn our attention now to Wiley in Class 5A and Class 4A. Head coach Hugh Sandifer and his team scrimmaged Odessa High tonight at Bulldog Stadium. Wiley is making the move up from Class 4A to Class 5A this year. The football team is in the newly created Class 5A Division II, and like most years, the Bulldogs don't have a lot of returning players for the starting lineup from 2017's playoff team, but there are plenty of starters that saw time last year. The transition to a larger classification is going to test Coach Sandifer's program, but no one thinks for a second that the Bulldogs will struggle for very long. It's going to be fun to see how the transition goes over in the course of the next few years. Dusty Baker talked to him earlier this afternoon. Here is that conversation.
I'm here with head coach Hugh Sandifer of Wiley football. Coach, obviously you guys have a week left until you take on Georgetown. Just tell me about, the preparations leading to this team, leading to the season, obviously going to Class 5A. It's been a big step for you. Now you finally get to stop listening to these questions and you just get to play football.
Yeah, it's exciting. The first game of the year is always very exciting. One of the reasons I think is because of all the unknowns. You don't really get a chance to work a lot of special teams prior to those first games, and you never know how everybody's going to act that first night out, but we're very excited to get the season started and playing a really good 5A Georgetown team.
Prior to the season, you guys did your first year of spring ball as well. How do you think that influenced this team as you go into this new year?
Well, I think it was a big plus for us. My number one concern was the amount of recall we would have, and I think we did excellent. Guys came back. I think it's definitely worth the trade to take those spring practices rather than an extra week in fall camp, but who knows? We're going to believe it was good whether it was or not.
For this team as a whole, what do you expect from your group of guys as they go into week 1 against Georgetown?
Well, they're going to be pumped up. I mean, the renovations, the new things at the stadium, the new school year, the new classification, but it'll be a change. Believe me, we know we're playing quality teams. We're playing really good opponents every week, and it's going to be tough. But our expectations have not changed. We still have the same expectations we've had no matter what classification, and I believe in our kids and how hard they work. And we're just going to have to kind of work through some of the tough games, and then hopefully we'll be good, ready to go when district play gets here.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck to you guys this season at Wiley High School. For BigCountryHomepage.com Sports, I'm Dusty Baker.
Thanks a lot, Dusty. Texas Football Magazine says Wiley will finish third in their new district behind Lubbock Cooper and Wichita Falls Rider. Canyon Randall is the final playoff team from the district. Let's move on down to Wiley's old classification. Their exit leaves the Big Country with just 3 teams in Class 4A. Only one in Division I with Brownwood. In Division II, Sweetwater and Snyder renew their rivalry in the same district for the first time in a while. Here's a closer look.
The Big Country's Class 4A teams have their hands full this upcoming season. In Division I District 5-4A, the Brownwood Lions begin their transition from former head coach Kyle Maxfield, who went to Banks in the offseason, to new head coach Sammy Burnett taking the reins of the program. Burnett is very familiar with the Lions system, as Brownwood is his alma mater, and he enters with a lot to work with on the offensive side of the ball. The district's preseason offensive MVP, Tommy Bowden, threw for 2,200 yards and 26 touchdowns in 2017 for the Lions. He enters his senior season. The Lions are projected to finish 4th in the district and make the playoffs. However, the teams projected to finish in front of the Lions are in the Texas Football Magazine preseason rankings. 3rd-ranked Stephenville, 4th-ranked Waco La Vega, and 14th-ranked China Spring. Gatesville, the 5th team in the district, is projected to miss the playoffs. Stephenville is picked to be the winner of the district. In Class 4A Division II, the Big Country is represented by the Snyder Tigers and Sweetwater Mustangs in District 1-4A. 19th-ranked Sweetwater is expected to finish 2nd in district play, despite losing 2017 first-team offensive wideout Kobe Clark, and the Mustangs returned 4 starters total after graduating 23 seniors. The Snyder Tigers are far from short of senior leadership, starting from the quarterback position, with Logan Green leading the charge early after a great run to the state 7-on-7 tournament in College Station. Green threw for over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns in 2017, but with an increased understanding of the Tiger system, expect those numbers to rise. Experience should not be a problem in 2018 for Snyder. The Tigers returned 7 on offense and 6th defensively. 11th ranked Midland Greenwood is projected to win the district, and the Monahans are the final team picked to make a postseason run, projected to finish 3rd in the district behind Sweetwater and ahead of Snyder. Fort Stockton, Lamesa, and Pecos are expected to miss the postseason. For BigCountryHomepage.com Sports, I'm Dusty Baker.
Thanks a lot, Dusty. It's going to be fun to watch all 3 of those teams this season. We are expecting to see all 3 in the playoffs again in 2018. Now, you heard Dusty talk briefly about one of our Class 4A players to watch in 2018. Brownwood quarterback Tommy Bowden was one of the best underclassmen in the Big Country in 2017. As a junior, he threw for 2,200 yards with 26 touchdowns, and the most impressive stat, he only threw 1 interception all season. He's one of our players to watch in 2018. Now that's a look at Class 4A. We've definitely got more to come up after the break. We zero in on Class 3A, which teams are expected to make a run to the playoffs in Class 3A. Dusty lets you know what Texas Football Magazine has to say, and we'll let you know why Jonah White from Merkel is one of our players to watch. It's going to be some good stuff, so you don't want to go anywhere. As we head into the break, we feature the sounds of every game. Every Friday night, here is an example from last year.
I'm going to let him call it. You call it me, okay? I'm going to let it drop. Heads. He's calling heads.
And the